We are here to have some chit chat about those things that we often try to avoid: our hurts, our hangups, and our habits. Will you please share this venue with others? Will you please subscribe? And will you please meet us here as we chit and chat about our hurt, hangups, habits, and how to heal from them? Will you do that for me? See you soon. Hey y'all, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Y'all know I always think it might even be midnight sometimes, but I just want to say good evening or wherever it is where you are. And I bring you greetings from myself, Jewel Wilson Murphy, and All Photos Considered. We are back in the studio, and I'm so glad that we are, because that means that the storm has passed over, and I am so glad about it. And I hope you all were safe and that your families are safe and that you're getting back to a little bit of normalcy as we've walked through Hurricane Ian and gotten our families back to where they need to be. And so I just want to talk a little bit today about a few things. And you all know I said before that oftentimes every month there's something that we recognize nationally. There's something that is done every single day, usually during the month of whatever, January, February, March, April, May, June, all the months of the year. There's something that's celebrated or that we recognize nationally. And so this month there are several things, but today I want to bring about a couple of those things. And one is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That is what that is. And you will see people with their pink on celebrating their milestones of being cancer free from having breast cancer, or people that you might have known that survived or may not have survived, but you still want to recognize them. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This Saturday, October the 15th, Too Smooth Productions is honoring those survivors over at the Manhattan, and that will be the 15th of October, where he is honoring those survivors. So if you're interested in purchasing a ticket to be a part of that celebration, the information will be down below in the comment section. You all know how we do it. We give you information so that you can be informed. So October the 15th over at the Manhattan Theater, it will be breast cancer, celebrating their survival and all the things that has been done through that celebration. And so today I just kind of want to talk about domestic violence. I want to give you the information about breast cancer, but I want to talk a little bit about domestic violence, as that is also noted nationally. Domestic violence. Well, when you hear about domestic violence, what do you think about? You think about the woman with the black eye. You think about the man that doesn't ever tell that his wife is hitting him. What do you think about? Well, domestic violence is a combination of things. And you all know what we talk about here: hurts, hangups, and habits. And so domestic violence is definitely a hurt. And sometimes it becomes a habit for the person that is the one that is being demonstrating the violence toward the victim. And so what we want to encourage you is that you don't have to be a victim. You can be a victor. Domestic violence is emotional abuse, financial abuse, it's physical abuse. It's so many situations where domestic violence is seen, but oftentimes not heard. When I say not heard, what I mean by that is we're not telling on it. We're not telling that we're hurting, that we're being emotionally abused, that we're being financially taken advantage of by the person that says that they love us. And so help is here. I said that in many segments ago that help was on the way. Well, help is right here. And as we look at National Domestic Violence Month, we want to encourage you to be encouraged to get the help. You have the Haven, you have CASA, you have therapists, you have different people that can help you get out of those situations. We want you to live. And that doesn't mean that you have to live and that you have to leave and stay gone. Sometimes you can leave and go back with the right kind of help. And so I don't want you to suffer in silence. We don't want you to suffer in silence, because you don't have to. It is impactful. It is necessary for you to tell on it. It's necessary for you to recognize that domestic violence is a thing. And if you lived in a situation where domestic violence was occurring and you might have just said, well, that's just how he is, or that's just how she is, then that's not how it should be. So here's the thing. Do you think that men are abused as well? Well, I'm here to tell you that they are. But a lot of times men won't talk about it because they feel like, well, I'm the man and this is really not abuse. This is just how she is. Or I'm the woman that's being a victim or being victimized. And, you know, he does it because he loves me. He does it because he's stressed from work. He does it because we don't have enough money. But whatever the reason is, guess what? You don't have to suffer. You don't have to suffer in silence, and you can get the help. That information will be down below as well, because we want to help you be helped. We want you to be well. We want you to be whole. We want your children to be whole, because the truth of the matter is, if you're being victimized, if you are a victim, if you are a victimizer, the children are impacted. It is a holistic approach. And I know you guys probably say, every week she's coming, she's talking about resources that's available. You know why? Because our community needs to know. We need to know where the help is. We need to know that we don't have to do this by ourselves. You need to know that Jewel Wilson Murphy is here. All Photos Considered is here. And we're here to help you understand those things that keep us sick, those things that hurt us, those things that are our habits. The habit is that we don't tell it. The hurt is that I'm being abused. And more importantly, help is on the way. Hurts, habits, and hang-ups. That is what we're here for. We're chitting and chatting about it, and it is not an easy subject. It is not a subject that we want to talk about. It is not a subject that we want to hear about oftentimes. But when you're reading in the newspaper that dads are killing their children, when you hear about moms being side by side with the defender harming their children and they're not doing anything about it, help is right here. You might be going through a lot of different things, but when you see that the time is now, that the domestic violence is real, that the secrets are keeping us sick because people are hurting, remember, it's only a phone call, and you might not get it the right way. You might not get it right the first time you call. You may feel like, oh, well, I'm okay. I don't really need it. Don't give up. Remember, domestic violence can be out of your life. You just have to tap into the resource and or resources to get you out of harm's way. We are so appreciative that you are here. We're so appreciative of the things that we get to talk about, because oftentimes folks are not talking about domestic violence. We don't want to. I'll be the first to admit that I don't want to. I'll be the first one to admit that I don't want to, because it's knocked on our doors before. And at the end of the day, we don't want to tell on it. We don't want to tell that somebody is hurting us emotionally, physically, financially, or any of those things. But help is here. Will you comment below about your experience if you've had some? Will you comment below if you know someone that needs help? Will you comment below about this segment and what your thoughts are as we walk through October 2022, knowing that domestic violence is nationally noticed? It's purple. National domestic violence is purple. You wear purple for domestic violence. You wear pink for breast cancer. So when you think about someone, it may not be physical. You may never see that black eye. It could be emotional. It could be financial. Help them. Show them this recording. Show them this segment. And we are only a comment away. I hope you guys are doing real good. We're doing good over here. All Photos Considered is going to meet your photo need, your media need. Remember, mention me, Jewel Wilson Murphy, and receive your 10% off. I'll see you next week. I'm glad that you chimed in. Please don't forget, subscribe, like, share, and I love to read your comments. And I really love responding to your comments. Today's my sister's birthday. By the time you see it, we will have been gone for 3 days, but she would love for you to say happy belated birthday. I hope you guys have a great week, and don't forget, again, comment below and watch out for my responses to your comments. Have a great week.